All right, happy Monday. It is November 20th, 2017, and we have Thanksgiving this week. Just looking at what I've done here and what has made the decision to take this trade at this time. I actually could have grabbed it just a couple of ticks back further. Probably would have liked it just a little bit better, so I'm not right at this low. But MACDs and price were both leading higher here. I know we've bounced up against this spot several times, but we have indications that this is going to work out to the upside. We've crossed over on the 1597 to the upside, very, very, very weak to the downside on the 4181, and the 10946 remained to the upside the whole time. So we did this kind of whipsaw action, pulled up really high, pulled down really low, but we still made a higher low. If we look back at what's happened, we've made a higher high, a higher low, which tells us we're anticipating more to the upside. This is actually setting up perfectly for another entry right now. This pullback with the close towards the bottom and this MACD rolling off the zero line. Concerns about being outside of the Bollinger Band. There were just a very, very few. I'm not going to let it bother me too much because it's very, very weak. Look at this strong push to the upside. Look at this weak push to the downside. Bollinger Bands are pinched pretty close, which means we can easily pull up and cross that top Bollinger Band. We are starting to pull away from the Bollinger Bands here, but we've got this long reversal bar close at the top and outside of the Bollinger Bands on the 4181. The only thing that's really concerning me, just a hint, is being at the zero line on the 10946. So right now, when this takes off, if it closes up above this area, I'm going to move my wrist 2 ticks behind right here at this low. I'm going to wait just a moment to do it, but that's right where I'm looking to head. So we rolled off the zero line here, looking to push to the upside. And as you can see, I did switch up my targets a little bit instead of both of them being at the same spot. First one's at 2 points, second one is at 3. It does really need to cross this area, but it's giving us the potential for it. We are still open to the upside here. So I'm going to watch this a little closely. I like the way it's crossed that top Bollinger Band. Like I said, it was pinched together here. It's pinched together here. It's going to be easy to pop up and cross. If for any reason it reaches this top Bollinger Band and does not cross, I'm just going to go ahead and take my exit. Pulled right back into that resistance area, but we have more working out in our favor. These Bollinger Bands being pinched closer together than they were right here. It's almost like sometimes it just waits to pull in just a little bit closer, just to roll off of that area. There's going to be a nice crossover here. I actually would like to move my second target a little bit further up. I'm going to do that for now to give me some space to run. What happens a lot of times is I take that first exit a little too early, and then I let the second exit out early as well. So I'm going to wait until it tells me that it's time to go. Ooh, and love, I didn't have this open high enough. I love the way it's rolling off of this top Bollinger Band here whenever it pulled down at that bar that closed at the bottom. Rolling up, there's still 5,000 ticks left. So could it change? Absolutely. And let's see what's happening here. It's closing at the high. I wouldn't say it's exceeded the high. It's right there at that last little bit of a high, but it's giving me the signals that it's going to keep pushing up. All right, here we go. Move the risk up some. Let it touch this and take it out. And we're going to let this keep running. It is pulling up to that top Bollinger Band, which is an area of concern for me. But oh, don't you love that? Touches it and doesn't take it out. It's my favorite. Now, it's pulling up to this top Bollinger Band, which would typically be a concern if the Bollinger Bands were wide and spread apart. But because they're very, very weak, it could very easily cross it. It's pulled up a little bit higher than it has before. What typically happens is it pulls back and continues up. I'm watching this. I want these Bollinger Bands to really pull up with that. Just pull to the outside of the Bollinger Bands. We're still staying blue and to the upside. I'm going to wait till it takes that first one out, and then I'll be moving it to a break even pretty quickly after that. Below this, how this bar is pulled back and it's rolling off here, it just needs to pop up and cross that top Bollinger Band here. Let's also look at where this could possibly go. Let's see here, let's go with this one. So 61% would be right about here. 100% would be way, way, way up here, right about where that resistance was prior. Or the BBs are strong up on the 10-9-46. So it could break through this area. I don't love that it hasn't crossed the top Bollinger Band yet, but it's got a lot of potential too. It's rolling inside. This needs to really pop up here. These are open and spread to the upside. This will be very, very easy to cross that top Bollinger Band. What I don't want it to do is come down and hit my stop, because, you know, right now this is the low. So typically I'd want to be 2 ticks behind here, but because of my entry, I'm not going to do that. It is rolling here and pulling down. Oh, I don't want a full 5 ticks on that. So they're still really, really, really pinched together. So this could easily just pop up still and cross that. So what I typically would do is exit this, then take another exit, and then watch it keep going up. So I'm not going to do that now. We've got the real close potential for a crossover here, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I'm actually considering putting another 2. It's a little bit late. That's the highest we can go. With it being 2 ticks behind. Give it a second here. Still got the 0 line factor on the 10-9-46. I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 more contracts on right here. Just wait till this gets closer to close so I can watch this one and grab it right here. There we go. Right above the 0 line on the 610, very, very weak roll to the downside on the 1597. Still angled up on the 10-9-46, and the 4181 is just kind of at a standstill for a moment. So normally right now, with the way the MACDs look, I'd be chomping at the bit to take a short. But with the EMAs, it tells you the short is not the right thing to take. When I say chomping at the bit, I mean rolling outside of the Bollinger Band here, outside here. But look how weak and flat these Bollinger Bands are, which means it can easily pop right back up. We're above the 0 line, we're crossing the EMAs, so this is the proper direction to look. We do have the ability to cross that top Bollinger Band, across that 0 line, just kind of like here. It was actually weaker going down than it is coming up. And so I really anticipate this to just break through that 0 line. What's happened here is price pulled down, or pulled up, pulled down, pulled up. This is all the reaction in the MACDs. So typically what happens is it rolls to the upside. This is rolling back inside already, just kind of like here, opened up, rolled inside. We have to get outside, not have to, but it actually gives it more strength and weight if it gets out of the side of the Bollinger Bands to the downside to roll and pop back up. Some weird noise. Same kind of thing that was happening here. Pull back and a push up. We can anticipate to happen right here. Okay, so what's happening in my mind? We're waiting for a blue BB. This is not giving us a blue BB yet. We want to see a blue BB and we want to see it pop up. And these Bollinger Bands are getting closer and closer and closer together. This would be something that could have scared me out in the past, seeing a reversal bar. But reversal bars don't really mean anything if they don't have area and direction to go with it. Here we go. I like this one. I'm going to come down to this low with both of my, should put them both up 1 tick. And there we go. There's the blue BB. This next one, make it blue, make it pop up. It's just getting closer and closer. And you know, right now it's almost right before. It is right before Thanksgiving. So I anticipate things to be slow. Slow does not mean untradeable. It just means slow. Pulled up to that top Bollinger Band, didn't cross through on the 610. Really, nothing's changed. If I wanted to, let's see the next spot right here. Perfect. There's one. It's got to cross this top Bollinger Band. I think we have the potential for it now. Pulling down, bouncing off here. It was so weak. We're about to see this spread back open to the upside. Yes, we are. It's pulling away from things. I think just to be a little safe, we're going to go ahead and take a second one out. I anticipate this to keep pushing. But there we go. They're right there. Now we can go ahead and go up to the 2 points. That's got a lot of strength up. If it starts to pull back at all without crossing that top Bollinger Band, I'm going to want to take it out. So here, just to make myself a little more comfortable, go ahead and take that one. Although I anticipate this to keep pushing. It's just so slow, it makes you second guess everything. There we go. Once this pushes up past this spot right here, and I'll just we'll go ahead and draw another line there. Once it pushes past that spot, I will move both of my stops to break even. Actually, we're going to keep both those stops together now. I like the way this is staying outside. Much more potential to cross that top Bollinger Band now. It's almost like teasing you. Just, oh, it's going to cross. I like the way this is pulled back and bouncing up. These are very, very weak. Yes, that could easily pull back down, but it has more potential to go up. We're crossing here. EMA stayed open to the upside here. We do have some room to snap back to it. You know, there was that next entry, so there were 3 entries along the way. There were actually probably more than that. A little bit further back here, a little bit further back here. I'm kind of watching this closely. It's got 1,400 ticks. I want it to cross this top Bollinger Band. A little bit of potential for divergence through the pivots here. It's been happening for a while, just between these 2 pivots. I have the spread open because I want to see if this is going to pop the top Bollinger Band or if it's going to sit there and roll off. Okay, let's close at the top. This one needs to push past it. This tiny little bar is usually a signal for an exit for me, some distance to run back here. So I need to watch this very closely. Here we go. All right. It's pulling up a little bit. I don't know that this is going to follow through as much as I want it to. I'm just looking here. Just trying to make these little reversal bars pulling really far away from the Bollinger Bands that aren't necessarily keeping up with it. I think just for my comfortability factor, I'm going to go ahead and take one more here. I like that this is crossing. So all this time of waiting, I just allowed that little bit just to scare me. Just trying to cross that top Bollinger Band, y'all. Just really trying. So my 4th contract is at a break even, which means I don't lose anything on it if it comes back and touches the stop. It's how far it's pulled away here. Reversal bars at this resistance area. It could give me a pretty decent snap back. Okay, pause it for just a few moments. If this takes off, I'm going to move 2 ticks behind here, just behind this little area, but I want to see it really push off through here and continue up. This one says we have the potential for it. I'm actually going to go 1 tick behind it if I do, because it'll put me at a point. Since I got it at 79.50, it'll put me at 80.50. It is really struggling to push up, and I am struggling to keep concentration. So just so you know, kids are home this week for Thanksgiving break, so I'm in the office so I can concentrate, but that will not keep the phone from ringing from my little bugs. Called to tell me their Thanksgiving accomplishments. They've made cornbread and cranberry sauce. But very easily snap back from here and roll back inside. If this BB stays inside, I'm just calling it quits for this trade. And on with the curriculum. Yep. Just going to go ahead and call it a day. It's probably going to keep pushing up from here. I'd like to grab 2 points out of it, but there we go. Here it's going to go ahead and keep pushing up. Stayed outside. This may actually just fly up from here. It would be beautiful if it did, but I'm good. It's time to 6.75 for the day. So the first one, okay, so let's see. Oh, love, this would be great to pull off this bottom Bollinger Band and continue up from here. But I'm not, I just don't have it in me to stick around with it anymore. There it goes. It's beautiful. Probably if I hadn't been distracted with that phone call, I'd be all right. But yeah. Let's see, 2, 1.75, 1.5, 1.5. Okay, there it goes. Beautiful. That's great. I would love for it to keep going up there. I have things I have to work on. I've already gone way past my limit for trading today, time-wise. So I'm going to mark a line up here just for my own mind. This was where I was looking to make it to. And yeah, looks like it could still go. It was perfect for it. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up. Time to get started on some videos. If you have any questions, please let me know. motivated.trader.love@gmail.com. Hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving. I don't plan on trading anymore this week, but you know, I didn't plan on trading today. If I was going to stay in this, there's where I would move my wrist 2 ticks behind there. Man, I would have loved to just wait it, but time is of the essence. So have a great day, everyone. Now, I know I ended my other video. I just wanted to come back for a minute to show that, yes, this did push up. There was that tiny little bar with the potential for an exit right here. But we got the crossover right now. The crossover is really, really good on that 41.81. So I did mark an entry back here also. Had I not been editing a video, here's some other opportunities. Look at this long bar close at the top. Still very, very easy to cross this top Bollinger Band, rolling off here for the potential more up, and still outside the Bollinger Band here. So could it reach this area? Very, very likely. So just keeping our eyes open for that. Now it's only 3 points away. Yeah, could definitely make it there. So I just wanted to come back and show the potential for that. You know, is it going to? I don't know, because I'm not going to be around to see it. But if you were to, you know, if I had moved my wrist to a break even, it would still be right along here, and I could actually move 2 ticks behind here to let it keep running to the upside, which it looks like that's exactly what it wants to do. Yeah, so that is the end of today, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.